Look at me, I'm on time. Gotta put up SailorPluto. Beyond that, there. There we go. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to another live makeup stream. There we go. Alright, this one is a SailorPluto makeup, which is quite a bit different from the cell shading makeup that I did a couple weeks ago. But yeah, we're going to do some makeup, and this time I'm going to actually start with foundation. The cell shading makeup, I started by blocking out my brows, and this is a very different makeup, so I don't have to start there in that place. I'm using to prime the Smashbox Photo Finish Radiance Primer. And I'm just gonna get right into this makeup. I don't know if there's anybody here, but we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Priming. So after the last time I did my makeup on stream, I thought I lost my my eyebrow product. I did not actually lose my eyebrow product. It was just in a place that I don't usually put it. Oops. Did not mean to click on that. And then I found it again when I was getting my makeup ready to come down for this stream. So I had lost it for like 3-4 weeks almost. So we're just gonna go straight into some stuff. Foundation. This is the Juvia's Place Velvety Matte Foundation. Oh, I should probably post that I'm online. Now. Okay. One more place to post, and then I'll get back to makeup. I'm actually like on time and on line when I said I would be. Feet. Okay, now it's time for foundation. Now it's been hanging out on my beauty blender. What's really fun about me doing makeup today is we're supposed to be going to, well, we are going to a drive-in theater later and hanging out with friends. And I'm probably going to take this all off because that's mask town. Mask time. If you're wearing a mask. I don't want to mess up my mask with my makeup. I haven't done anime makeup. Well, that's not true. I've done makeup for Lelouch recently. Well, that's like a very different type of like anime makeup. Like I did a very kind of like not masculine, but more like flat, less like less feminine eye makeup for Lelouch. Also, if anybody comes in and has questions about makeup or cosplay, etc., feel free to ask, say hi. So I just did primer and foundation. This makeup doesn't really have really pigmented eyes. So usually if I'm doing like a really smoky eye, I will do the eye first and then do foundation. But it's not a very pigmented look, so don't need to do that. Oh, I'm so broken out right now. Concealer to the rescue. Alright, next step is concealer. So that's gonna go under my eyes. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. A pan just fell out of my palette. Where did that go? It dropped onto the floor somewhere, and now I can't find where this pan went. There's makeup on the floor, and I don't know where it is. All right. That color, like that's I've lost petty as fuck. Somewhere on the floor. I'll find it after stream. All right, we're going under the eyeballs. Now, I have what you would call more mature skin, and we're trying to look like a cute sailor, Senshi. So we're gonna highlight in a lot of places. We gotta make ourselves look nice and awake. One thing I realized when I was editing down my last makeup video is that I would start saying something, do my makeup, stop talking, and then immediately, like 5 seconds later, keep going with my thought. I need to not do that. Either like finish my thought or do my makeup. These are the things you notice when you look at if you go back and look at your own videos and footage. Okay, time to set with foam powder. I have the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. This is my favorite setting powder. I got some a couple years ago, and I have yet to switch brands. Just keep getting the same thing. I mean, if it works, it works, right? I have a lot of powder here in the thing. I don't need this much powder, but I tapped out a lot. I'm going to use the same beauty blender. And we're going to powder under the eyes. I'm going to bake a little bit. And then just going to take the other side of the Beauty Blender and powder all the surface of my face. The nice thing about this powder is I find it fills in a lot of really small lines. It kind of just makes the face overall look a lot more smooth. Especially since I'm pretty broken down right now, so that's good for the makeups. Now, with Sailor Scouts and anime makeup in general, you don't really need to contour that heavily, but I'm really, really pale. Like, my camera is having a hard time with my face right now, so I'm going to contour. Powder everywhere. I use powder contour. This is just how I do my makeup. Different people do different makeup differently, so if you want to use cream contour, that is good. You can use cream and then, you know, set with powder and then do powder over cream. That really is just up to you, your own makeup routine, what you're comfortable with. I use powder contour. That's just how I've done my makeup for years. And I don't need to use that much contour. It's because of how pale I already am. When I first started doing contour, I didn't realize like how much I was overdoing the contour. I'm just using the Tarte palette. I don't know what this palette is. What is this palette? The Clay Play palette. Desert. I'm using this middle one as my contour. The terracotta is a little bit lighter, but it's a little bit warmer, and it's a little bit too warm for my face. Just under the chin a little tiny bit. The other thing that you gotta remember about when you're doing makeup for cosplay is how it's gonna look in camera. Like there's it shouldn't look that different, you know, in person versus in camera, but there's certain things that you can do with your makeup that are going to make it look better in camera, and it might look a little funky in person, but if your goal is to take photos and for your makeup to look good in photos, there's certain things you're going to want to do. Also, if you are going to be taking photos, don't use foundation with sunblock in it. You get flashback really bad. Makeup with SPF in it is great, but it is not great for photos. I found that out the hard way. If you find that the contour is like a little too much, you just take your beauty blender with the powder and foundation that you have left on it and take it down a notch. But this is generally pretty okay. I'm going to contour my nose a bit. I'm going to take a sort of flat, fluffy brush and bring that down my nose, down the sides. You want that cute little anime nose. Okay, this looks absolutely ridiculous. Take your beauty blender. Blend. Now you could contour and blush and highlight all at the same time. I'm weird and do things out of order. I do my contour and then highlighting and blush at the end. I don't know why I do it that way. That's just the way that I do it. Okay. Now for your brows. So Pluto has green hair. So I'm going to fill my brows in green. I'm really lucky in that my brows are really, really super light. If you have darker brows, what I would recommend is first going in with a white pencil and penciling your brows in white, and then going over it with a eyeshadow that is the right color. What I'm going to actually do is take a eye pencil and go at first, and this is kind of blue, but Pluto's hair is a blue-green-ish color. It's definitely tinted more blue than it is yellow. So I'm going to go in with this blue or pencil first, and then go over it with green shadow. This just kind of gives it a non-natural color base for the shadow to adhere to. Like I said, I'm really lucky. I have really light eyebrows. They take color really, really well. I don't have to do too much to them to prep. But if you have darker brows or thicker brows, I would totally recommend either using a white pencil. You can cover in foundation. Like there's a bunch of different ways to disguise your brow's natural color and add in an unnatural color like this. I do not recommend trying to dye your eyebrows weird colors. A, you'll have that color brow for a while. B, getting bleach near your eyes. Don't recommend doing that. Okay, I've got them sort of blued in. I don't have a green in this palette, but I do have a green over in my Urban Decay palette. I'm going to take an angled brush. I know I brought one down here. Aha. And I have this color Hatter, which I'm going to use. It's very green. It's a little sparkly, but that's totally fine. And I'm going to fill in my brows with the green. So this is going over top of the bluer pencil. I could just have done the Hatter eyeshadow, but I find that just eyeshadow in the brows, it's not quite as pigmented, not quite as in your face, like, oh, that's green. You don't need to block out your brows with Sailor Scouts, but if you really wanted to, if I really wanted to block out my brows, I could. And now you can see the difference between the brow that I've put the shadow in and the brow that I haven't put the shadow in. One's definitely greener than the other. I'm also not going for any sort of like natural looking eyebrow, like, you know, natural hair strokes, etc. I'm just filling this in green. Now, if you feel like your brows are a little uneven or you kind of colored outside the lines or something like that, you can go in with concealer and conceal around the brow and really just define the edges and define the shape. I think for the most part, mine are okay. I'm pretty happy with them. So I'm not going to concealer around the brow. However, you can do that. Now, the thing with anime eyes and anime eye makeup is you want to make your eyes look big and bright and wide. So with Pluto, she has actually red colored eyes. I don't have red colored contacts in because I don't have any right now. Just have regular contacts in. So the way that I like to do Pluto's makeup is to do a very pink eye, and then to also make them look really wide and open and alert and anime-like is to hide my lower lash line and kind of extend my lower lash line. You need to do that with white pencil. So I'll be doing that in a little bit. So I've got a couple of different palettes that I'm going to use, a couple different pinks. I'm going to use the same, the Urban Decay Vivid Brights, or Full Spectrum, sorry, that's Full Spectrum palette. Juvia's Place palette, the Festival. There's a really nice pink in here. And then there's some sparkly pinks that I'm going to use from my Coastal Scents Winterberry palette. I just ordered a whole bunch of Juvia's Place palettes in their sale that happened a couple weeks ago. And I was hoping that they would come in before today. And they didn't. They just shipped yesterday. So they're coming in. And I'll probably have like a makeup, another like YouTube makeup live, like playing with Juvia's Place palette time. But that time is not today. I'm going to prime my lids with a little bit of concealer. I currently don't have regular primer. I am out of my regular primer. But you know what? Concealer works just fine. I'd recommend to always prime your lids with something. It helps the shadows stick, makes your lids sticky so that it holds product and you can build product up faster, better. Daft Punk, stronger, better, faster. All that good stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the white shimmer, the Uli, from the Festival palette and put it right under my brow bone, right on my eyebrows, a brow bone highlight. I'm a huge fan of Juvia's Place, and I got 5 new palettes for $50, which is an absolute steal for 5 palettes, and they're all either like, I think one is a 6 shadow palette, but the rest are either 9 or more. And I was just like, dude, I need that. I have a makeup problem. Okay, so I got under the brow. I did actually switch my brushes. This is my highlight brush now. Okay, I take the other end of this Luxie 2 for 9 double shader. That was like the tapered one that I was using the fluffy brush. And I'm going to take, Wan Wu, which is like a peachy color, as my transition shade. And I'm just going to take that on this brush into my crease. Using the Nikki Tutorials soft swirling circular motions. Get that all nice and evenly spread throughout the crease, including into the inner corner. Same thing for the other eye. I always do a transition shade no matter what makeup I'm doing. That's just how I do my makeup. Okay, next I'm going to take some Paranoia on the same brush. just a pale shimmery pink. I just kind of take pinks and build it up, and then we go just figure out what pinks work, what pinks you like. It's been a while since I last did this makeup, so I kind of know what I did last time, but I probably have different products. Definitely have different products since the last time I did. Different palettes. You know, makeup has expiration dates on it. Okay, I'm gonna take... I don't know what the colors are. Anyway. This one from the Coastal Scents palette. I'm gonna pop that more on the outer corner. If I do get any fallout, I have a big fluffy brush to swoop the fallout away. Alright, take that up, pretty high up towards the brow and across the lid. So I have pretty hooded eyes. So I generally take shadows pretty close up to my eyebrow. It looks a little funky when I'm doing it, but if I don't do that, you can't see like any of the shadows when I have my eyes open. The drawback of hooded brows. Hooded eyelids. I make funny faces when I'm doing my makeup. Am I a YouTuber yet? Okay, I need to pick. I'm gonna take same brush and this hot pink, the Eerie G from the Juvia's Place palette. I have a little bit of fallout going on, but like I said, I can wipe that away. I'm gonna add that to the corner. Okay. I'm gonna take this big ol' powder brush. Swoop. Swoop. Fallout gone. All gone. Okay, now I haven't actually done my lids yet. I'm gonna pick a color for my lids, and I'm gonna take a... Where is my flat? Aha! This is a flat... This is supposed to be like a concealer brush, or it's called a large shadow... I don't know. Large shadow brush, but this is a very flat brush, so I can pack pigment onto the lid. I'm gonna take this like peachy pink here and pack that onto my lid so I get a nice shimmery, lighter pink lid. And I put that in the middle. Cool. Alright, so I have a lighter colored lid, but I haven't done the inner corner yet, and that's because I'm going to take... Basically, this is a little detailed shader brush, and I'm going to take that shimmery white, the Uli from the Festival palette, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner. So I'm taking it not only on the inner corner, but on my lid as well. So I'm just kind of pulling it over the front part of my lid. Unfortunately, this camera doesn't pick up the shimmer all that well, but in photos, in person, it's very bright white. It's very... Wow, your eyes are open. Thing with Sailor Scout makeup, or just anime makeup in general, you want that very bright, whoa, like open eye look. Okay, I'm not going to do liner quite yet, and that's because I'm going to start doing my lower lash line. You want to do your lower lash line before you do your liner, because where your lower lash line, you kind of moving it to, is going to actually define where you start your liner. Okay, so I have a white Urban Decay eye pencil. If I can open, my fingernails are really long. I'm going to sharpen you. Now, if you have a flat white shadow, that will work really, really well. I only have sparkly white shadows, which are also fine. But basically, you're going to redefine where your lower lash line is. So you're going to tight line your lower lash line with white instead of tight lining with, say, black. So the black will close your eye down. The white will open your eye up. And I'm going to tight line my whole eyeball. All right. I have a little bit of fallout that I just noticed. Swoop. All right, so basically what I've done is kind of hidden my lower lash line. It's now white, and I'm going to go back in and set that with a white eyeshadow with my little brush that I was using for highlight earlier. I'm going to pat that on. Okay, now here's the fun or tricky part, depending on how well you liner. So I have made, my eyes a little bit wider and brighter and open. And now we're going to draw in a false lash line underneath the lash line. So you don't want to do this too far down off your natural lash line. Well, you can, but depending on your eye shape, it'll look a little funky. So I'm only going to go a tiny, tiny bit below my natural lash line. And I'm not going to go that far. Like, I'm not drawing the whole thing in. Only probably about a third of the way. So it's a very small line right now. Oh, hey, Minister Evil! I just noticed your chat. I'm sorry if that was a little while ago. Thanks for tuning in. So the reason I didn't do my top liner yet is because this actually redefines where your top liner needs to go and start. So I'm just going to define this liner a little bit better. A little bit darker. Okay, so I brought my lower lash line down a little bit. So where I start my liner is actually going to change. Where I start the, like, you know, flaring out the cat eye. So basically I'm going to cat eye from where the lower liner is instead of off of my natural lash line. So I've connected those two lines. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now, since I have hooded eyes, this is going to be a little bit different for me than it is for everybody else. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw from the edge of the liner over to my eyeball. And what that's going to do is it's actually going to make like a kind of a doink line. It's not a straight across line. There's an angle down. This is something that I only learned a couple years ago, how to do liner for hooded eyes. It looks weird when you have your eyes open, but no one's really going to be staring at your eye like this. And we're just going to fill in. And then in the inner corner, I'm going to drag the liner down and extend the line of my eye in the inner corner as well. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Intense Black. There is more stuff I'm going to do to the lower lash line too. Don't worry. There be more. There be more. The whole idea here is just to make the eye look bigger, kind of change the shape of your eye through liner. So if you don't have hooded eyes, you're not going to do your liner exactly like this. But this is how my face is, how my eyes are, I don't have to do my liner like this, but how I do my liner to fit my eyes, my face shape. Okay. So there's a couple things you can do to the lower lash line to make it more anime. You can add false lashes. You can draw in false lashes. You can do both. I'm actually going to do both today. Just kind of demonstrate, shaking my liner, what both looks like. So basically, I'm just going to flick little lines. Now, I'm not actually adding any additional shadow to my lower lash line. I could if I wanted to, but this leaves my eyes a little bit more open. Should just switch to. This is the roller liner from Benefit. This is a little bit of a finicky, tricky process. The skin under your eyes is really thin, so just take it slow. Get them as even as possible. So now I've drawn in some little teeny weeny lashes on the bottom, and I'm going to add physical, individual lashes as well. So I have both wispy clusters and individual flares. So I'm going to take a couple of these short clusters. I'm going to take 2 short clusters, one for each side. I'm gonna, where's my lash glue? And tweezers. Put a little bit of glue. Now you may be thinking, why haven't you done mascara yet? Well, I'm only going to do mascara on the top. Okay, get out of there, you other short little thing, you. You're going to want to let the glue dry for about a minute. 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Make sure that it looks a little bit dried before you start putting it on. Otherwise, they can move around and not set right. No fun times. All right, that one's mostly dry. So what I'm going to actually do with the clusters is kind of put it right in the middle. Wearing lashes on your lower lash line is weird, but it looks good. Once everything is done, once you have your upper lashes on and everything, right now you're like, whoa. going to use a couple of the short knotted flares right at the corner. The thing you could do with your lashes is actually bring them down a little bit further when you're actually putting them on, so that it makes your eye look a little bit bigger. Here, I need a couple of these knotted flares. I'm using eyelash glue from House of Lashes. It's my current favorite glue. The stuff is great, and there's a lot of glue in the bottle. I'm going to put one flare to the side of the cluster. Now you don't have to do the makeup, your makeup, in the same order that I am doing it. You could do different things at different times. This is just how I'm doing mine. The other thing is they actually make lashes for, like, there are lashes for bottom lashes. There are specific types of lashes for bottom lashes. I just don't have this. So this is what I do. Alright, mascara on top only. I know why a lot of beauty YouTubers do mascara off camera, so you make some real weird faces when you do mascara. But I'm a live streaming. Now that I have the lashes on and drawn in / put on the bottom, I'm actually gonna just go back in and redefine the lash line a little tiny bit. The glue sometimes like messes with the product. Avoid. Now it's time for the big lashes. I use House of Lashes Iconics. That's my favorite lash for my face. I need, since I have sort of small eyes and hooded lids, I need a lash that is tapered so that it's shorter on the inner corner. That's the type of lash that works best for me. And the Iconics I find are really good and they last pretty well. I wear each pair quite a number of times before they are retired to the lash graveyard. So you want to get glue all over the band. You can actually put glue directly on your eye. I've seen people put lashes on that way. That's not how I do lashes. I put it on the band itself. The first time I ever saw someone put glue on their eye instead of on the lash band, I was like, what is this sorcery? But I've learned by, putting glue on the actual lash band, so that's how I know how to do lashes. That's how I do lashes. Just waiting for the glue to dry. Nope. Oh Aww. I already dropped one makeup. I don't need to drop 2 makeups. I still have to find that pan that I lost. It's gonna take a little while to dry. I always don't wait. Like, I am super impatient when it comes to putting on lashes. So then I don't wait properly, and then it doesn't set properly, and then that's my fault. I'm about to put a lot of glue on this. Okay. It's amazing how much of difference lashes make in general and for cosplay. I remember the first time I put lashes on, and I was just like, what is this crazy magic? So I placed the lashes a little bit further down than I normally do, and that's because I want the eye to look bigger, because I've got bottom lashes and I've extended my bottom lash line down my face a little bit. I want to make sure that the corners are nice and stuck down. One of my pet peeves when it comes to judging cosplay competitions is when someone comes in with just this absolutely immaculate costume. It's really, really well done. It's super nice. And then they just don't, maybe they're not even wearing a wig. They have no makeup on. And I understand that, it's a craftsmanship contest. But I think part of cosplay is the whole overall effect, the whole package. And when you don't have the makeup and the wig and everything, you kind of lose a little bit of that effect. So if I'm judging you and you come in and you have an amazing costume and no makeup, I'm probably gonna judge you a little bit more harshly than if you come in and everything is done, your makeup, wig. I mean, it also just kind of just speaks to overall skill level, overall execution of your vision. But that's me. That's how I see things. Okay. We are lashed to the heavens. I could do a second round of lashes if I really, really felt like really going for it, but I don't really really need to go for it. Okay. Now to finish the face, we're going to do blush and highlight and lips. Where's my blush? There's my blush. Got a Tarte blush in Quirky. Blush brush. Blush is one of the first things to fade, by the way, so that's why I do it last. And I put it on pretty thick for Sailor Scouts. Doink, doink, doink. Okay, I'm going to take another big fluffy brush and highlight myself real good. I got the Huda Beauty highlight palette. There's a pinky highlight and a gold that I use often in combination over blush. Highlight the crap out of myself. Alright, highlight the high points of my face. Down my nose. I take a little white highlight on my fingertip. And go, just plop it right on the tip there. Cupid's bow. Chin. You also do a little bit on your, over your brows. Alright, and now we're going to do a pink lip. I'm doing NYX Liquid Suede in Tea and Cookies. You could use liner. I used to. I don't so much anymore. In camera, my makeup is a lot more peachy than pink. In person, it's more pink. But by the way. So I don't overline my lips on the bottom, but I do a little bit on the top. I'm also going to do the thing I did last week, the little like anime weird color trick. Is take a like take a taupe shadow and it's so tiny and like you wouldn't think that it makes a difference, but it does. It kind of like lifts the face up. Kind of makes you look a little bit cutesier. Okay, we have to set this shit. I use either NYX Matte Finish setting spray. I also have a different setting spray for like really long wear. But we're gonna do this. Let that set. Okay, last finishing touches. I found my wig in my wig collection. That was upstairs. Big old noise. I did not bring a wig cap down because I'm an idiot, but I'm just gonna shove my head in my wig. Hope this works. Shove my hair up in there. Yeah, these bangs have Definitely been in a bag for quite some time. My hair is actually a lot longer than it has been in a really long time, and I'm not used to having longer hair when wearing wigs. Usually I can just throw a wig on and call it good. So yeah, that is SailorPluto makeup. I'm going to take some photos with my phone because I don't have a good camera. But I'm going to take some photos, and thank you guys for hanging out. If you have been watching, thank you. I hope this was useful, teachable. I don't know. But I forgot to record this, so I'm not going to put up an edited version of this. It's just going to be a live stream for you guys to check out and go back and look at, and if you have any makeup questions, etc., feel free to comment on this video or comment on my social media. If you liked this live stream, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free, and I will be doing more makeup videos in the future. I'm probably going to do a playing with Juvia's Place palette makeup look. If I get them in this coming week, I might actually do that next Friday. I might make Friday makeup streams a little bit more of a thing. I don't know, but we'll see how this goes and how everything goes. But thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and I will see you guys later.